In high school, you played quarterback your last 2 years. You're just an athlete overall for sure. When you went to K-State, you played kick return. You ended up becoming an All-American returner. Talk to me about your freshman year at K-State.
My freshman year was a blessing. I mean, feels like so long ago because that was the last regular year before COVID. It just feels like so long ago, but man, that was a crazy year. Scored my first kick return touchdown versus Texas, and then I scored the next week versus Iowa State. I mean, the next week versus Texas Tech, and then I scored the last game of the season versus Iowa State, and I had a rushing touchdown versus Oklahoma. And like looking back on it, it's like man, like really did a lot in a short amount of time. It was a blessing though, man. My teammates there, they really took me in. I was a Florida boy in Kansas, but I felt like home. People around the city were nice too. Um, it was so much love. Like, I loved being in Kansas. It was peaceful too, you know. But all good things come to an end. I decided to hit the Portland, go to Rutgers. But I believe in God's timing. God's plan. Everything happens for a reason too. So that's just what it was, and that's how I feel about everything.
For sure. Definitely a Rutgers Scarlet Knight right now. I gotta talk to you about a little bit about K-State though. For
Yeah,
people that aren't really too into football, aren't that familiar, don't know too much. You had 3 kick returns in 1 year. A lot of people don't get 3 kick returns in their career, really. Like you was really the real deal return specialist. You talked about your first return against Texas. I remember seeing that. A lot of people don't really even they think it's just you just get the ball and run. But talk to me about what be going on through your head and talk to me about that specific kick return.
yeah. So the biggest thing for me is what I like to do. I like to follow my off returner. That's why I like to have a really close relationship with my off returners. At Kansas State, I had Phil Brooks, and then at Rutgers, I had um, Aaron Young and Avery Young, both of the brothers. And I think that's the biggest thing for me is I got really close with those guys, and I really love those guys too, and those guys loved me. And I think kick return is more about chemistry than anything. Like you can have 11 people out there running a kick return, but if you have the same people and you rep it over and over, like it creates like a chemistry and a bond, and that's what you need. And then you have to have the ability to hit the hole. Like on the kick return, you're not going to have as much space as like a pass. When you catch a pass or like a tunnel screen, like it's a little hole. It's not going to stay open that long. You just got to hit it full speed and just follow the blockers. So that's what goes through my mind. Like as soon as I catch it, I'm like, okay, let me find my off returner. Whichever way he goes, I'm gonna cut opposite, and then try to find a hole and go.
For sure. Yeah, I remember seeing the Texas one and Iowa State one for sure. The one you took back against Texas, I was like, damn, bro, like, bro, really just slid, like, took it all the way to the crib. Yeah, that's definitely major for sure. 3 kick return in the year, freshman All American.